Now, I'm going to try and say this, but I'm probably going to say it wrong. We were in Marlborough.
Marlborough.
Don't look at me like that.
Because I think it was in Malmesbury, and I was like, we didn't go there.
Which is about an hour and a half from our hometown, but we fancied a little trip. Everyone was at the Bristol road trippy thing in Bristol. The eBay thing.
Yeah, it was.
And we thought, let's have a go. First up are some £50 churches. This is a very affluent area.
They're nice shoes, though.
They're a nice shoe, but they're very basic. I mean, Tom can tell us. But they're not exciting, are they?
He's a local man. He's not a church guy.
No, he is a shoe man.
Oh, I retract my previous statement.
Yeah. Did you see the shoes on that he had on when we saw him? He's a shoe man. That's a shoe man.
Yeah, it was a shoe man shoe, wasn't it?
It's a shoe man shoe. Anyway, these were Lokes. and these were also £50.
They had no price on them, but we asked, and they were, I think the lady said they're pretty much the same. P.S. The lady who I'm speaking to right now, her outfit was so flames. It was ridiculous.
It was flames. Pure flames. Anyway, this is a very, very, very affluent town. There's a private school right in the centre. When I talk about private schools, I'm talking about, those ones where they wear the really long skirts down to the ankles.
Because they couldn't possibly show their ankles because it's just that's bad.
Yeah.
And Oxford trainers for me.
And they charge a lot, but every now and then you find really good stuff.
I think a lot of the time, people, especially at resellers, as by our nature, we want everything as dirt cheap as possible. I think sometimes you've got to be realistic, and if you want really nice stuff in really nice condition, which you're going to make really nice money on, pay up.
Yes.
That's okay.
And we're more than happy to. We went with the idea in our heads that we were paying some cash for some flames.
Yep. And
And with the first stop is a RSPCA. We are in RSPCA, and you know how I feel about it. I don't want to talk about it a lot because you know how I feel about RSPCA.
That's a beautiful knit right there.
That is a fat face knit. Fat face ferrule knits and cable knits do quite well if you can pick them up for the right prices, especially around the Christmas season. I know.
There's me.
Christmas season. Rummaging through boxes as per usual. Always check the ties. I don't know how many times we have to tell you.
Someone mentioned today about what was the name you got given?
What name did I get given?
What, they didn't swear at you. Don't look at me like that. Archaeologist?
Fashion archaeologist. You might as well have said you are the most beautiful person in the world.
Do you know what's amazing about that is the fact that an archaeologist basically digs, right?
Yeah.
And we dig through fashion.
Yes, it's
We
amazing.
get on our hands and knees and we dig. Well,
we hunt, we dig, we hunt, and we preserve. We are archaeologists.
That's what we are. You've actually changed your bio so much. It hit you right between the eyes, didn't it?
100%. I was like, I'm doing this right now. I had no signal, no 3G, and I was like, Austin, drive faster so I can get some 3G to change the bio.
True story.
Anyway, that was a Mary Quant coat. If you can find Mary Quant at reasonable prices, then it goes really well. Everyone knows Mary Quant, famous in the 60s and the 50s. I'll probably get told the exact time era, but she was a massive
inspiration
star.
fashion-wise.
Worked with Twiggy. It was all like that vibes, right? But you need to pick up at the right price. These are diesel jeans. These are not the right price.
They were brand new.
They're new.
This whole rail is brand new things, and these were. I don't actually know.
But it's not brand new. It's not brand new as you think it brand new. You know how it's not corporate donations. They're just brand new stuff.
100%, yeah. Because they're all different brands. It wasn't like you say, you mean like Zara or like Sea Salt from the shop that we did the other day. Yeah, no. These are literally just brand new pieces which people have donated. So different brands, different companies. The once again, the diesel jeans, 45 quid, might seem a lot, but to be honest, they're like 90.
They were 90 on the tag.
Yeah, so it's half price from brand new. And
I've heard the rumour that that's what they're meant to do with newer tags, is half a retail.
Which I think is more than fair.
I heard the rumour from a manager of a charity shop, so technically it's not a rumour, it's a true fact.
For that, it's a true fact for that shop.
Yes, I can't remember what shop that was. Anyway, it's not relevant. Anyway.
Totally irrelevant. This shot at this point is like, because I just think, firstly, my camera angle is awful. But secondly, it's a very, very high rail. And
I was talking about high rails on Instagram. Did you notice that?
Oh, there's a picture of Bethany. If you follow us on Instagram, or if you don't, go and find us on Instagram. At the luxury pickers.
High rails.
And yeah, high rails. Look at it.
I'm 5'5", so I'm not actually what you would consider a short woman.
Was that word not actually? Naturally.
Sorry, I'm an average sized woman, and they're just too high for me.
Yeah, they're like
little arms.
Yeah.
I think I just got smaller than average arms.
What's the T-Rex with like little arms?
I'm a T-Rex. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
That's really
you
rude.
said that, not me.
You
just said you're a T-Rex. I didn't say that. I said it could be like that.
You're the ones with the really long necks that eat grass.
Diplodocus.
Diplodocus, you're such a diplodocus. Anyway, carry on. But this is a cancer research. Actually, I'm saying what shops they are because if you were visiting or thinking about visiting a town, I'm sort of giving you like a little guide.
This is like a guide.
A walk through, isn't it? Next up is, and we walk along the road and we do the ones in between. So this is a cancer research. I actually like this shop. However, I've never found anything that has been priced well enough for me.
There's lots of lovely things in here. Like as in if you want clothes and you're into clothes or fashion like this,
reasonable.
That's an amazing dress for £10, right?
I did pick it up.
What would be the retail on that dress?
Oh, a lot of money. Oh, nearly 200 quid.
Right, but what the reason we didn't pick it up?
Because it is tiny.
Yeah.
It's tiny, it's short, it's not on trend. I'm trying to be more selective with my picking. As we all know, I've got too many things. And it's a fit and flare, so you know where it nips in at the waist and then files out at the bottom. It's a lovely piece. I would call it ink and black, and you will probably make a really nice return on it. And you can go and get it if you want it.
For anyone listening, ink and black is just simply navy and black, but like
navy and blue should never do.
Fashion people just don't like to say black and blue.
I thought this shirt was absolute mega vibes, right?
Yeah. Look at the fox. It's got a fox on it.
Yeah, P.S. Paul Smith. For anyone who wants to know, terrified of foxes, have such a really bad fear of foxes.
No one cares. On the flip side, Paul Smith shirts, anything with like an overall print or like a recurring, repeating print.
No one cares.
They care about that.
They're
here for the fashion,
sis. It was £14.90.
Not your fox fear.
£14.50, which I thought was a little bit steep.
Yeah.
You would get.
Yeah, what would you get?
Would get £50 to £60 back, and I know that sounds really silly, but it was the first shop, the first thing I found. I didn't want to spend £14.50 on a shirt. I didn't want to do it. Okay.
No one's making you.
No. Well, I feel like they're going to make
this shop. On a side note, from outside, it just looks like it has books and CDs, the kind of media.
Yeah.
So much. I've been in the shop before, and I went past. I was like, no, it's just books.
Yeah.
And then you realise right at the back, it only has menswear. Mind.
It's a menswear one. There's ladies wear out the
Mind
road.
you, yeah. Okay, so that's why, I guess.
So we walked into this shop, story time. We walked into this shop and I started browsing like a good little picker that I am. And Austin decided to do whatever Austin does.
Just surveying the situation, seeing what's where and like what we have.
The last time we were in here, we found some Pradas, we found some really great things. I had high hopes.
Some expensive walking
just
trousers.
Just so that everyone knows their hangers are useless, and I didn't do this. This is
we just walked in. So
this is what happens in this shop. I think they're used to it.
I think what it is, the hanger springs, like the actual like trouser ones. Anytime you touch them, they fall off. I think people just get annoyed with them and just leave them there.
Yeah, I would.
That was my hand, by the way. A close-up of my hand, if anyone interested.
Anyway, so we were just browsing this shop, and I pick up some Doc Martens. I show Austin some Doc Martens, and as I'm doing this, a stranger points at me, and at first I was quite alarmed. Austin found some MSGM. The stranger is in the background.
We're talking at this point.
These are women's jeans. They are not men's jeans, and that's why you should always check the men's section if you do women's wear. They were £8. Retail would have been about £2.50 on them, and we will sell them for about 120.
Indeed. These were some older, almost vintage Paul Smith jeans.
They are vintage, I guess.
Yeah, they are.
Early 2000s.
They are.
I like selling early 2000s because that bag is back in. When I say
bag,
I mean a wider leg for a man.
Yeah, do you know what? 90s was bag. 2000s was more like a slim boot cut. So like the thighs were like slimmer, but the boot cut was like
tapered.
Yeah, exactly that.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking.
So they do sell well. They were £10, and the MSGMs were £8. MSGM is such a great brand and really underrated, and you need to look out for it.
The kind of brand that even if you see at TK Maxx for like 50 quid is still worth it. So like to find a charity shop, in the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah. And anyway, we were talking to this stranger for a long time, and we were talking about reselling, we were talking about different platforms, we were talking about what we sell. It was a long conversation, and we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves.
Yep.
Hence why
we do this.
It isn't another repeat of last night's episodes where we get boshed in a shop.
A bosh.
I meant like ambushed.
Ambush, yeah, not a boshed. Okay.
We found this Polo Ralph Lauren double XL. Austin loves any larger sizes in Polo Ralph Lauren. This was.
Why are you gonna hang me out to dry like that?
This was £25.
Yeah, it was.
No, not for you.
Happy days. What was your name?
Zach,
nice to meet you, Zach.
Retro Sheller, don't ask about the name, it's awful.
I know that name.
Oh, yeah, I know you.
Message you on Instagram, yeah.
You're not.
See,
you're not WWE, are you?
Yeah.
You sent me the message. Have a day off.
So it turns out the bloke we've been talking to for such a long time is someone we actually talk to quite a lot.
And has supplied me with countless vintage wrestling t-shirts, so thank you very much.
But this is why, if you see us in public, firstly, start with your Instagram handle.
Tell us who
and
you bloody
then
are.
tell us your name. From this point, Austin obviously pressed something on the GoPro.
Yeah, the problem is, guys, I do sometimes press things.
So we're going to have to either talk really fast or you're just going to have to bear with us.
This is just mad.
Sorry. These are some true... It's good footage, though. These are some True Religion boots. They are £35. I haven't seen True Religion boots like that in the wild. And they were actually really nice. And they probably would have done really well if you could get them for a really good price.
I am just being sucked in by the footage.
Next up, I'm going to take it for a roll then. Next up is
me.
this Burberry t-shirt, extremely creased. Have they heard of a steamer? £24. It's got the little logo there. £24 isn't bad. Austin actually asked me if we could buy it like a child. However,
can I take it home?
Can I take it home like that? It was like that. But I didn't think...
It was worth it all day long.
The margin is there.
It was worth it all day long. You're just a hater for a plain tee.
Austin loves a cable knit tank top from Ralph. That is why we're showing you that. They had a few Steve McQueen pieces for Barber. You want to look out for those Steve McQueen Barber pieces. They're where the money is with Barber.
This was a knockoff Supreme t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. You input now.
Yeah.
This is a knockoff Supreme t-shirt.
The chap previously, he mentioned that was in the shop and he'd seen it. So I'm just reiterating that for everyone listening.
If this footage is making you ill, we apologise.
It's making me unwell, I'm going to be honest with you.
This is a Hugo Boss trench coat. We don't normally pick up Hugo Boss. We say it a lot, but this trench coat is an exceptional piece.
Do you think this is an epileptic problem, this footage?
It's you having big thumbs and touching things that you shouldn't be touching.
I do believe that is a problem I have.
Yes, exactly. And...
What?
That trench coat was really nice. I love how you pick up all the ties and bring them to you.
I'm going to bend over.
Like it's a treat box.
No, do you know what the problem is? When you've got a GoPro on, if you bend over like that, you wouldn't see me going through the ties. Not that it was very interesting anyway, but
we want to see your knees.
No one wants to see
That's the highlight of the video.
That's why I keep them well covered with my jeans.
They were 50 quid. Were they 50 quid then?
They were expensive. I can't remember the exact amount, but they weren't cheap. They were cool. They were some Jack Purcell Converse.
I see these everywhere at the moment. They're a remix of the 1970s Converse.
They are indeed. And
there is money, spend it. Good. What did it say?
I don't know. But you know what? When I actually filmed it, I thought this will be a real great point to talk on if it wasn't having some kind of seizure.
We just got to get over it and move on. Next up is a
lot of grey coming at you.
Joseph t-shirt, £5. Actually, a
long
good
sleeve,
price.
I think. Oh no, it wasn't long sleeve.
No, half sleeve. Actually,
that's a regular t-shirt, Austin.
Good price. It will go for about £40 to £50. This is a long sale though. It's not going to sell overnight. Oh, it might do. You never know. Sweaty Betty. This was an unusual tunic piece.
Yeah, it was actually. I feel like I'm popping and locking.
You really need to get over it.
I can't. It's so hard.
This problem.
I am the problem.
Think about all the people at home watching because of your mistakes.
I'm so sorry. I apologise profusely.
Next time, Austin's going to make sure it's extra special for you.
My only concern is I've used the GoPro several times after this, and there may be a lot of footage like this. I'm joking. Bethany looks very angry.
That's fabulous, Austin. Thank you.
So angry right now.
You have to walk a little bit up the high street for the next shop, but look at this shop.
Isn't that a beautiful charity shop? Like probably the most beautiful charity shop I've ever seen. A boutique.
No, but it looks like a high-end boutique.
Yeah, it does. I agree with you.
You know those charity shops that say they're boutiques, they're really just charity shops with pricier prices.
I was going to say higher prices. Yeah, you're right.
You do have to root through this because it is beautiful. Has it slowed down?
I think it's slowed down now, yeah. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, okay, lovely.
Oh, it's been... This is genuine. If this isn't just fun, I don't know what else this is.
You do have to root through this. Just because it is a beautiful shop doesn't necessarily mean it has beautiful pieces. It just means that they have slightly higher prices.
I will say, actually, there was a few pieces. This was Michael Kors blazer. I can't see how much that was. Oh, holy mother.
Anyway, there were some really good pieces. Austin, just stop talking, because every time you talk, it goes to pot.
Why would they even look for prices at this point?
They had a really nice Anglo-Mania dress in here, which our bestie from the other shop showed us on his mobile device, and then we saw it in person. However, it was £100. It was red label, which would probably have been worth it. You would have doubled up.
It was kind of cute. They had a little shrine thing underneath as well.
Shrine? Yeah. Oh, for goodness! Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was an actual thing.
I didn't actually realise they were doing that.
Yeah, so
I thought you were just
slow your roll, Playboy.
I thought you were just being horrible then.
No. What's wrong with you?
And Other Story shoes. Do you know a funny thing about And Other Story shoes?
They don't bloody sell.
They don't sell at all.
They don't. Considering everything else sells like like the hottest of hotcakes.
This was really cute.
Me and M.
This is a me and M blazer. The top was 25 and the bottoms were 15. So they were selling them separately, which I totally get because I sell suits separately because I don't like selling them together. I don't know if anyone
Side
knew
note,
that.
yeah, like a blazer. Usually you can get more for a blazer if you sell it as a blazer than you would a suit. How random is that?
I don't think people wear suits anymore.
No, I agree. And even if they do, if they're going to buy it as a suit, usually in the listing you'll mention, I have a matching blah, 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 correct?
Yeah. Or I'll do free, as occasionally I will do free listings. So I'll list the suit and then I'll list the trousers and I'll list the blazer separately.
That is sneaky, but I like it.
And then if I sell one of the pieces, I take the suit off.
This is beautiful. What's this?
That was an Isabel Marant knit. Gorgeous, but the damage that had occurred because it had been sitting on a hanger, because it was like that meshy knit with the holes.
Where they kind of go through like
It
fishnet.
was pulling at the holes, and then the holes were distorted.
Yep.
It was £25. No, it was £18, which is
It was very nice, though. And once again, it was Isabel Marant Italy, so it's slightly cheaper than mainline Isabel Marant. Still expensive, but if that had been full line, that would have been worth it, even with damage.
Yeah, 100%. I probably would have picked it up if it hadn't had the damage. I thought it was a really cool piece, like very Kurt Cobain. And that was it. We'll be back tomorrow with another short one. We've got a short one to come. And it will probably make up for... Maybe we'll put another one out just to make up for that atrocity.
I mean, this is bad. I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway, enjoy.
Still love us, please.
Bye.